Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome all the guests, and let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. Start with Ross.
Ross Fitzgerald, President of the Power, Teton County Water and Sewer District.
We're coming this way.
Yep.
Sam Carlson, County Commissioner.
Joe Dellwo, County Commissioner.
Dick Snellman, County Commissioner.
Dani Arps, Teton County Planner and Grant Administrator.
Paula, Jaconetty, Clerk and Recorder.
Melody Martinson, Choteau, Canada.
Okay. We don't have any minutes.
No, oops.
We don't have any road encroachments, so
No,
we'll
next
get right
time.
to the New Year's resolutions. We have 22-01, and it's resolution establishing the fire season, and we do these resolutions every year. We have to by statute. So what's your pleasure?
I would move to approve that one.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Resolution 2202, which establishes our regular meeting dates.
Move
No, you got copies of these
Yep.
electronic.
Yes, thank you, talk to Paula.
to accept that.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2203, resolution setting the office hours of the county.
Move to accept that.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. 2204. This one is the clerk and recorder's office hours. And
It's just requesting extra hours to be open for elections.
yeah,
Okay. I would move to approve that.
I'll second that.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 2205. And it's just the public notice resolution that we have to follow.
Move to accept that.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 2206. It's the Justice of the Peace, setting the salary and office hours for the JP.
I would move to approve.
And second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 2207. And it's the mileage and per diem that's set by the IRS.
Would move to accept that.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, aye. That brings us to the power water change discussion. So Ross, you're up.
Mr. Chairman, we have kind of a situation, we've had to sit down and do a lot of repair work to keep the power water system going. And waiting for the new project to get approved. And so we've talked with the folks in Helen and whatnot, and we're compiling a list of things that we've had to do just to keep the current system operating until we can get a new system in. So we're hoping that all entities involved or agencies involved would see the way clear to have that part of our approved expenditures for the water project side of it, so we can keep going until we get the new system in. So that's that's it in a nutshell. Is that we got to keep the plant going on the water side. Has nothing to do with the sewer side right now. We're just working on the water expenses, both on the planning and on the repairs. So it's going to be narrowed to that point so it fits the criteria that we had before. Because I don't think in reality that even though we're working on a new sewer project, that our past expenses on that will probably qualify. Even though we spent a pile of money keeping that going too. And I understand that whole thing is about 20 years old and it's slowly falling apart, but we're looking probably at 2 more years of wrangling and paperwork to even get anything going. Hopefully by 23 we can start doing a little work. But at this point, we're appealing to the funds that were appropriated, and so that's our plight and our ask.
And what you're asking is the monies that was split between the communities from the state be changed.
Well, in a little flexibility on the water project definition, yes.
In looking at it, I don't think there's a problem unless the state won't allow it,
Right.
because then it puts us on the hook. So I think we need to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the idea as long as we receive written notification from the other entities, the state, DNRC.
Yeah, and we're, Mr. Chairman, we're working with them to get that all sorted out, and we're compiling that list
Yeah, if
to
there's-
see if it all applies, because it connects them together. I mean, unfortunately, we would not, just as soon not have all this stuff happen to us.
Right.
right.
But to keep everything functioning, we're having to back up a little bit.
What if those two entities agree with it, I think?
Now, understanding
Shouldn't be a
that,
problem,
my
yeah.
question to you is that memorandum of understanding evidently doesn't protect you at all then.
Well, it was documented for
Yeah.
another purpose.
Yeah.
Well, it's called water project. I don't know how stretched that can be, and that's our ask.
Right.
Well, if we get it in writing from the state entities that it's okay, then we don't have to test the memorandum. It's legality is my
Right.
position on
Yeah.
that.
Well, I certainly,
I'm
Mr.
sure
Chairman,
the
I don't
county
want to test it
attorney-
either, but,
I'm sure the county attorney would rather not test it too, so let's just, as far as I'm concerned, as long as the state agrees that that's an allowable expense, I'm good with it, because it's going to our same citizens, so it doesn't matter to me.
I've got a question for you, Ross. The way that we request these funds is by duplicating a grant application in submittable on the DNRC's website. So I can't just send a request for funds, I have to create an entire grant application. So we need this information in the format of just the same type of format as the Phase 4 water project grant application was done. So we'll need a scope of work, we'll need a budget, we'll need a time frame. And I can talk to Sarah about that too. But we'll need to keep it separate between sewer. Yeah, and Sarah's email talks about sewer as well as water, so we need to clarify if it's one or both.
well, yeah, I think what she's referring to, Danny, is the $60,000 or $46,000 we had to do to keep that sewer system going here about a year ago.
And in my opinion, if the DNRC is okay with that,
Yeah.
it's a water and sewer program, so.
Well, we'll have to, Mr. Chairman, we'll have to check and see what exactly DNRC is going to need, because this stuff has already been done. The scope of work is matter of fact, and it's invoiced, and it's already been spent, almost all. So, you know, it's going to be more like a billing rather than a grant application.
Well, and the way this is set up is a reimbursement, so,
Right, gotcha.
I mean. as
So
far as that
hopefully we
goes.
can find a way to make it work.
Right.
Well, it's, Mr. Chairman, it's like everything else, the system has to mold itself into the paperwork.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Even though the critical nature of the thing, we have to take care of it regardless.
Right.
And what they've done to us on the requirement that we spend all our reserves, we're just about there. So we're kind of on the edge of the ice right now. Hopefully we can shuffle the paper and make it work so that we can stay in business until which time the good Lord grants us some grace.
well, I think if we can make it work, I'm happy to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
But again, I would rather not have to test the agreement.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
Ross, just a quick question. What is the total amount of expenditures that you're trying to get reimbursed for?
It'd be Mr. Chairman, it'd be the 127 and change, thousand and change that we were allocated through the,
Minimum allocation.
that's it.
And does that cover all of your expenses?
Well,
Or is it close?
Mr. Chairman, It may cover the water side, but it certainly probably isn't gonna cover the sewer side.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion on that? You good, Ross?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much
All
for your
right, yeah,
time.
we'll work with you.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Letter of support. We got an email from Senator Dane's office, and this is the same, that you had an article in the Acantha. It's the same deal. They just wanted us to sign a letter of support as well, Mel, so.
Great. Do you need me to email it?
I would move that we sign this and get it sent off.
Okay,
I'd second that.
any further discussion? On.
This is just in support of Senator Dane's legislation.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep, yep, your article explained it really well, so. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So that brings us to the Council on Aging levy. Paul and I met with the Teton County Council on Aging last week, and they are feeling the need with the increased cost of everything to go out and ask for another levy, and Paula suggested that the language is up to 2 mills. So if they don't need it, they won't spend it. But we have a resolution from the Council on Aging asking us to put a levy on the June 8th primary.
Did I put 8?
That's what it said on theirs.
Oh,
Is it June 7th?
it's June 7th.
Yeah, I think we can assume they were a day off on theirs.
Yeah.
So it's resolution 22-11. And it's the resolution that we would put the levy on the ballot.
And I just finished that mouse swab.
Okay.
I just finished it.
And the Council on Aging basically provides funding for the four
For
community centers.
senior centers, yes. And they're feeling the pinch. And I'm sure Paula will send you a copy of the resolution.
Okay.
Basically, the impact would be $2.70 on a $100,000 home and $5.40 on a $200,000 home per year, so. And that's if they levy the entire 2 mills.
Correct. And with the new statute, it's only for 10 years.
Yep, that's as long, they don't have any permanent levies anymore. So if I have a motion,
Go ahead.
Well, I would so move to pass that levy, or to get that levy put on the ballot.
I'd second that.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Brings us to search and rescue donations. We have to approve donations that come into the search and rescue by statute, right, Paula?
Correct.
And they've gotten quite a few donations this year. So basically, I just need a motion to approve the donations to the search and rescue. And I think the reason behind that statute is that if they got donations and we weren't aware of it, then we would have county equipment that possibly wasn't under our insurance. So I think that's the reasoning behind it.
I would move to accept the donations.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Hazard mitigation plan. Resolution 22-10.
Done! Yay!
And I would like to publicly thank Dani on her
Yeah,
work on
thanks,
this.
Dani.
It's been a long time coming.
This is the last resolution we need, and I'll email this to the state today, and that'll complete it.
Okay.
So this is the rubber stamp, and then they'll
This is,
send it
and then
on.
the state will upload it with the resolutions to our brick grant application.
Okay. So I need a motion to
I'd move to
approve
accept the-
22-10.
I'd move to accept the hazard mitigation plan.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Court report. Every year, Lisa gives us an update on what the court did, and I made a copy for Mel if you would hand that down. So basically goes through adoptions, paternity, guardianships, insanity, juveniles, probates, family law, civil cases, statutory liens, marriages. It does a lot of stuff, but their caseload last year was 274, and it's down to 216 this year, which is still quite a bit. The lowest it's ever been was 197 since on this report, and that was in 2001, so they're staying busy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just an informational deal that Lisa supplies us with. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, that brings us to the health department. We have a task order for the public health emergency preparedness. And it is for $30,690.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Now, wait a minute, there's more.
Okay.
$28,552 for COVID response funding. $69,081 for congregate living coordinator.
Just, what was that?
Congregate living coordinator.
Congregate. How much was it?
$69,081.
Okay.
So there's three parts to
What
it.
was the second one?
Oh, so the first one was the 30?
Yep,
Oh, okay. How much was that one then? I'm sorry. I thought you said
$30,690.
Got it.
And what was that one for?
That was for the FEP.
Okay,
Okay. Sorry.
then 28,552 for COVID response funding.
Yep, and
And
then
69,081 for a congregate living coordinator.
exactly.
Okay, got it.
What was the 28? What?
28,552.
Okay.
That was for COVID response.
Yeah.
So if I have a motion on that,
You want one for all of it, or?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's one
it's all in one
task
task
Okay,
order.
I'd move to accept that for the health department.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Aye, motion carries. The second one is a block grant for prevention services. It's an agreement between Teton County and the Alliance for Youth, and they want to fund a prevention position. And it may not exceed $72,370.68.
72,
72,370.68
okay.
for 3 years for a total equaling $217,112.04.
And this is through the health department?
Yep.
I'd move to accept the branded block grant.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That brings us to commission reports.
I don't have anything.
The only thing, Melissa's done a great job where
Yeah, and the numbers are up again.
all the
hopefully.
things that are
Yeah, the COVID
going
numbers
on.
keep creeping up.
And the other side of that is power, water, and sewer has been having some issues
Yeah.
with freezing water and
Hope we can get that all, or you can get that all
Leaks.
resolved.
Okay, any public comment? None? Public notices, next meeting will be February 3rd.
All right.
I'll adjourn,
Okay. Thank you.
start signing stuff.
Yeah.